Sometimes the diagnosis that you add to Consolidated Problems has a small exclamation point icon next to it. When you see this icon, it means that the diagnosis chosen is not specific enough for ICD-10. To resolve it, click on the exclamation point to open up the Diagnosis Assistant. Depending on which diagnosis you have, there can be any number of columns in this Diagnosis Assistant. Sometimes as few as 2, sometimes several, like in the one here. In the bottom half of the screen, you'll see a list of all of the more specific diagnoses for the diagnosis chosen. And as you click in the columns, it will narrow this list. You can click the columns in any order you like to narrow the list. So I've gone into the clinical core column, and I have specified that this is for cervical spinal cord injuries, and my list has grown shorter. It also eliminated some of my columns. I'm going to say that this was an initial episode to further specify, and I'm going to say that this was a complete lesion. At this point, I've narrowed it down to 3 choices: a lesion at C2, C4, or C5. I can continue to use the Diagnosis Assistant, or I could simply select one from down here. As soon as I select one and click Save, it will specify my diagnosis. However, it doesn't show on the Consolidated Problems page until you refresh the widget. And once you do that, it will update the name of your diagnosis. Now the icon is gone, and the diagnosis is specific enough for ICD-10.